115 kilometers to Stilfontein and the streets of Klerksdorp. The local folk rise to the occasion, taking to the streets as the mid-afternoon traffic takes on a decidedly different pattern. To experience the feeling, we join Glyn Hall and Martin Botha in their Golf GTI. Hubig and Judd set up an unbelievable average speed of 98 kilometers per hour through this tricky stage. For some, the spectacle is just too much, as one by one the cars compete. Towards the end of day one, we caught up with Tony Pond for a chat.
Well, we just got to play it very, very carefully, not make any mistakes, don't overtax the car, just look after everything, and just, if we've got to lose some time because the stage doesn't suit the car, then we'll lose the time, because we know once it gets on the circuit, it's absolutely brilliant.
We asked Glyn Hall, now defending third place from Norman Clark, how things were going.
It's been quite a good run. I think we're lying fourth at the minute in a Class C car. This is only an 1800cc car, so we're quite happy with that.
What about the tar stages? I mean, you're used to dust roads and so on in the national rallies. How do you find these tar stages and only on tar stages?
No, I enjoy it very much. It's really good. The car's set up for the tar, so it's quite easy to drive. And we've only had one small bit of brain fade on the braking mark.
Results at the halfway mark are posted without Hubig and Judd included, a broken oil pump shelving the skyline. While the leaders hold on to a 1.5-minute cushion, the fight is on for third, fourth and fifth positions. The brainchild behind the total rally concept is well-known veteran Springbok rallyist Jan Hettemer.
Jan, you promised the competitors a tough rally. How tough has it actually been?
Well, I think it's been pretty tough because we've already lost 10 cars. There are only 40 left, and some tight battles are waging right around the field.
Any of the top runners in those 10 that are down?
Yes, Hannes Grobler has fallen out.
Jaar het die druk was bietjie hoog geweest en toe dat die tussen koeler uit mekaar het gespan. Maar ons ry weer, ons het weer aan die ingesit, maar ons het ongelukkig met kon net 15 minute laat by die sneldeel aankom, as jy later 15 minute later aankom, dan is jy outomaties uit. So kon ons dit nie maak nie, ons 34 kilos in 4 minute doen. Dat is bietjie onmoontlik.
Where do you see the battle really developing tomorrow?
Well, I think the guys have got a lot of tyre wear, and they will have to start to go slightly slower, and it's now going to be a battle of attrition to see that they can last to the end.
Have their times been fast, according to your calculations for the stages?
Yes, tremendously fast. For instance, at Swartkops, they were doing around about 56 seconds a lap, which is about as quick as those 3-litre racing cars that go around there. So they were going very, very quick.
So we're looking forward to an interesting finish.
I think tremendous. Of course, we're only halfway, and tomorrow is going to be a big battle.
The second day started in Welkom. We caught Tony Viana and Johan Silang at the start of stage 18.
Je moet net sê as ons by daai ham.
Ja, ek sal jou sê vir die ham.
Wat ek nie sien nie.
Ja, okay. Maar as op die stryd, is die left en dan is dit stryd oor die ham, so ek dit van.
It would seem that Tony is still coming to terms with the very capable aid of his navigator Johan.
Well, it's something new to me. It's definitely, I always said that the navigators are mad, and I've seen it now.
You langs. 80 meter is you rechts.
In 8th place, Carlo Andreatta is doing a fine job, although here he sees fit to adding an unscheduled S-bend to an already tricky stage. Overnight leaders in Class B, Jerry Pace and Tandy Solomon in their Opel GTE, glide through the Kroonstad stage. Behind them, Herbie Denton and Nico Wasserman in a Cadet GSI are slowly closing the gap. From Kroonstad, it's a long open section to the Midvaal racetrack, Jet Park, and on to Pretoria's Johan Rissik Drive. Having taken the lead in Class B, the Denton-Wasserman Cadet comes under the Marshal's starting orders. 4 kilometers of hill climb ahead of them. Further into the stage, the De Waal-McGregor Uno attacks the hills, taking the bends headlong at frightening speeds. Using both sides of the closed-off road, Peter keeps the Uno well in line and away from a fatal drop, impressing even the hardened Dave McGregor with his efforts. The Class A BMW of Norman Clark, now having taken 3rd place away from Glyn Hall and Martin Botha. Overall leader is still the Pond Mortimer Ford Sapphire. Still near Pretoria, but a couple of stages later, it's to Gerotech and on to the high-speed banking. With more than one car on the circuit, things get a little tricky as we join Peter de Waal and Dave McGregor in their Uno, who are fast catching the Glyn Hall Martin Botha Golf. De Waal, frustrated at being held up, gets on his way, as can be seen from inside the Golf. Glyn admits to cooling his effort, not prepared to blow anything at this late stage of the event. Nuno de Cunha, now retired, is at the finish to pass on the bad news.
You know what the Uno is doing? 198.
Yeah, I just put it 7.2, that's enough. I wasn't going to go more than that.
Tony so far the quickest. The Gosworth, Tony did a 219.
From the banking, the cars move across to the hills and curves used normally to test 6-wheel drive rattles and army trucks. Steep blind rises are followed by hairpin bends, all designed to test a vehicle to its limits. Most today take it easy. Glenn Durman and Charles Reeler, the Toyota sounding strong. Michele and Riccardo Lupini in the second remaining Uno Turbo. Rolf Kurzer and Hedley Judd, one of the 4 reserves brought in, and well up in the first 20. Spotty Woodhead with Mark Heatley having fun in their GTI. The front runners have arrived at Swartkorps Raceway. This, the 26th special stage, is the 3rd last of the event. With the cars now directed the right way around, the advantage swings to the racing drivers like Tony Viana, who are completely at home on this short but tricky racetrack. Pond is making no mistakes as he keeps the Ford at a fast but steady pace. To throw the event now would be disastrous. Further down the field, though the lower order cars are going for class wins with 2,000 rands up for grabs in each class, these guys have got something to fight for. And so to the final stage at the Kyalami Skidpan. Second on points, but first into the stage is Tony Viana.
Rechts, heel rechts. Oké, daar om daarheen. You right om hierheen. Rechts, daar, links van hem en you right om hem. You right om hem. Helemaal om hem.
For 2 days, these drivers have been trying to go as fast as possible. Now, the idea is to keep the throttle foot light.
A big axe for that. That was some really masterful driving.
Peter de Waal and Dave McGregor have certainly kept the UNO flag flying through this event.
This is Peter de Waal, the motorsport manager of this. He is turbocharged.
And continue to do so right to the end. Finally, the leading car appears. Pond and Mortimer have led this event from the early stages of the first day. A win here will mean a hat-trick for Mortimer, having won the previous 2 total rallies. So, Pond and Mortimer take overall victory and Class A. Glyn Hall and Martin Botha 4th place and Class C honours. Schalk and Sue Burger are 5th overall and 1st in Class D. The UNO takes Class F, while further down the field, Denton and Wasserman hang on to the Class B victory. A great win for a truly talented NGK.